The storm came without warning. The hikers had started the day with clear skies and warm sun, their path winding through the dense evergreen forests that lined the base of the mountain range. It was supposed to be a weekend of adventure, a chance to disconnect from their daily lives and reconnect with nature. By mid-afternoon, the sky turned a strange, foreboding gray. Clouds thickened, and the wind picked up, rustling the branches like whispers of an unseen presence. The group, Jake, Ellie, Mark, Mia, and Sarah, laughed nervously about the weather, thinking they had enough time to finish the trail and set up camp. Then the rain came. At first, it was a light drizzle, refreshing and cool. But within minutes, it transformed into a torrential downpour. The path became a muddy, treacherous mess, and visibility dropped as sheets of rain obscured the forest. Thunder rumbled in the distance, a low growl that grew louder with each passing minute. Jake pulled out the map, now soggy and disintegrating in his hands. "We need to find shelter," he shouted over the sound of the storm. "There's supposed to be an overhang somewhere nearby," Mark said, squinting at his GPS, which had lost its signal minutes ago. "I see something." Ellie pointed ahead, where the faint outline of a rocky formation emerged from the mist. As they approached, they realized it was the entrance to a cave. "Thank God," Mia breathed, wiping rain from her face. The group hurried inside, the storm's fury muffled by the heavy stone walls. The air was damp and cool, with a faint metallic scent that none of them noticed at first. Jake lit his flashlight, the beam revealing jagged rock formations and a passage that seemed to stretch endlessly into the darkness. "This'll do," Sarah said, dropping her pack and wringing water from her hair. The group set up near the entrance, sharing granola bars and shivering as the storm raged outside. Lightning occasionally illuminated the forest, casting eerie shadows on the cave walls. "Caves always creep me out," Mia admitted, her voice shaky. "It's just rocks," Mark said with a smirk. "Nothing to be afraid of." Then they heard it, a low, guttural growl that seemed to vibrate through the stone. The group froze, their laughter dying instantly. "Did you hear that?" Ellie whispered, her eyes wide. "Probably just the wind," Jake said, though his voice wavered. The growl came again, deeper this time and unmistakable. The hikers exchanged nervous glances, and Jake aimed his flashlight deeper into the cave. The beam caught a glint of something reflective, two glowing eyes staring back at them. "Get out of the cave," Jake said, his voice low but firm. As they began to back away, the eyes disappeared, only to reappear closer. A massive shape emerged from the darkness, its outline just visible in the weak light. It was humanoid but impossibly large, with elongated limbs and matted fur clinging to its body. "Run!" Jake shouted. The group bolted, scrambling out of the cave and into the storm. The creature roared, a bone-chilling sound that echoed above the thunder. Outside, the rain had transformed the forest into a maze of slick roots and deep puddles. Lightning flashed, illuminating the creature as it emerged from the cave. Its grotesque form was fully visible now, jagged teeth, claws like knives, and eyes that burned with malevolent intelligence. Mark tripped, falling hard onto the muddy ground. Mia turned to help him, but the creature was already upon them. A flash of claws, a sickening crunch, and their screams were lost in the thunder. Jake, Ellie, and Sarah ran blindly through the forest, their breaths ragged and their hearts pounding. They stumbled upon another cave, smaller but offering no choice but to enter. Inside, they huddled together, their fear palpable. "What was that thing?" Ellie whispered, tears streaming down her face. "I don't know," Jake said, gripping his flashlight. "But it's hunting us." The growls began again, this time echoing from multiple directions, more than one. Sarah screamed as a clawed hand shot through the cave entrance, swiping inches from her face. Jake swung his flashlight, hitting the hand, which withdrew with a snarl. "They're toying with us," Ellie said, her voice trembling. Hours passed, though it felt like an eternity. Every sound, The wind, the rain, even their own breathing, seemed amplified in the suffocating darkness. At one point, they heard the crunch of bones nearby, followed by guttural growls of satisfaction. The storm eased at dawn, but the creatures did not retreat. Instead, they grew bolder, clawing at the cave entrance and sending rocks tumbling. "We have to move," Jake said, his voice firm despite his fear. They waited for a moment of silence before sprinting from the cave. The creatures gave chase, their snarls and heavy footsteps growing louder. The hikers stumbled through the forest until they spotted a dirt road ahead. A passing truck screeched to a halt as Jake and Ellie flagged it down. Sarah wasn't with them. When they recounted their story to authorities, search parties combed the area but found no cave, no bones, and no sign of the creatures. Jake and Ellie were told it was likely a bear attack, their terror exaggerated by the storm. But they knew better, and every time thunder roared in the distance, they felt a chill, remembering the glowing eyes and the hunt that had only just begun.